Hi dear friends and subscribers, your Ram, your host of Cricket Happenings, welcoming you to your daily cricket show. Uh, Today in this particular cricket show, there are not much there's no test matches happening or one day international 2020 matches happening. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to speak about some cricket news that's making headlines. Nothing much, nothing sensational, and we will also keep an eye on the tour match which is happening right now between Essex and Australia, where Australia are batting first. The openers gave them a very good start, but they have lost their first wicket. I'll be talking about that in the meanwhile. So let's look at some news. First, looking at some news, the news which is coming in from the ICC is as far as international cricket is concerned. As you know, yesterday, I was talking about the umpire decision review system, which would be made mandatory in all the test matches. Well, ICC are definitely in support of it. They have already recommended that, but it seems that Pakistan and Sri Lanka, the neighbors of India, have said that they need the DRS because they know what went on in the test matches, and I am definitely in agreement with them. But India, continues to actually oppose this umpire decision review system. Now that is some news, and the other news that I have is, as you know, the Champions League 2020 matches are something. It's an annual feature nowadays, and South Africa have got the nod. South Africa would be hosting the Champions League T20 tournament. There was a meeting in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, the capital, and they decided that South Africa would be the proud hosts of the Champions T20 tournament. As you know, there are a lot of teams. If you look at that, there are a lot of teams which are playing there. Namely, I can tell you some teams there coming from the IPL. We have the Kolkata Knight Riders. We have from Pakistan has been invited. So this is something which would be something of note. The reason being, Pakistan for the first time have been invited to take part in the Champions T20, and that would be some great news for Pakistan. So that is what it is as far as Champions T20 is concerned. Starting in the month of October, it will be played at Cape Town, Johannesburg, Centurion, and Durham. So these are the cities where this particular T20 tournament would be played. So that is some news coming in. From New Zealand, it is the Auckland Aces. Then we have the Big Bash. It's the Perth Scorchers, namely, and Sri Lanka and England would be really naming their teams who would be going probably after their fixtures, which is going on. Now the other news that I have here is coming in from India. Now, as you know, Yuvraj Singh was actually battling cancer, and he has gone through his chemotherapy treatment and all, and now he has started practicing, which is good news for India. And he's probably hoping to be fit for the World T20, which is going to start in September. And well, if Yuvraj Singh could come back into this 2020, and what a powerful unit the Indian team would be, because Yuvraj has the very enviable record of hitting 6 sixes in a 2020, in 6 sixes in a match, and so he has that very awesome record that he holds for himself. So Yuvraj Singh will be absolutely viewing it to come into the 2020 World Cup. And Stuart Broad was the bowler who suffered under his punitive blade when he actually smote him for 6 sixes in an over. And well, other than that, we right now, West Indies and England, the series is all over. West Indies are going to be in Florida. They are going to be playing some matches against New Zealand, I reckon. But New Zealand definitely are going to be in Florida, so they are going to play some matches, and then New Zealand actually march on towards West Indies, where they will be playing some test matches and one-day internationals. So that would be a very good series. Other than that, Australia, in fact England, have retained the same team that played the West Indies for the forthcoming one-day international series against Australia. Now, talking on this note, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you down live to the match here between Essex and Australia, and the score that I have is that it is a 50-over one-day international match, a tour game between Essex and Australia, and Australia currently in the 10th over are going at 62 for 2. In fact, Watson and Warner put up a very good partnership early on. They put up a 50-run partnership, and Watson is gone. He's gone for 33 of 27 balls with 6 fours and 1 6. David Warner made 26 of 24 balls, 3 fours and 1 6. The first to go was David Warner, caught 10 Dio shot, bowled Graham Napier for 26, and Watson was a victim of Don Topley for 33. He was caught Foster, bowled Topley. Right now, Robert Bailey is not out on 1. Michael Clarke, the captain, is not out on 0. 62 for 2. We are in the 10th over. Our bowling figures: Napier at 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 38. His figures: Mills 3 overs for 18, has been a bit costly. Topley has been on the mark. He's been just given away 6 runs in his 3rd over, and he also picked up the vital wicket. Well, this happens to be a good game for Australia to prepare for the one-day international series against England. And Essex, well, if you look at the team, they have Pettini, they have Alistair Cook, who is the nowadays who is the one-day international captain for England. He is playing, so that would be good for him. So Alistair Cook would have a good look at the Aussie attack there. Ravi Bopara, who did well in the previous one-day international, would also have a good look at the Australians. Westley, we have Smith, Ian ten Duochat, Ryan ten Duochat from Netherlands. He's an importer who plays for Essex. He's a very good all-rounder to have, so that would be good to see how he shapes up against the Aussies. Foster is the captain, and then we have Graham Napier, who, as you know, he's a very good hitter of the ball, and they have Phillips, Mills and Topley, who are actually manning the pace department for Essex. As far as Australia is concerned, Warner and Watson at the top of the already back into the hut there. Bailey and Clarke in the middle right now, 62 for 2 in the 10th over. It's Marcy Wade gets a chance. Matthew Wade, the wicketkeeper. Smith, Lee, Doherty, McKay and Cummins would be heading the bowling department. Well, dear fans, friends and subscribers, today unfortunately, as I said, there's not much headlines. Just talking about it. Pakistan, Sri Lanka are going to be into their 2nd test match, and it's Pakistan who has to do all the soul searching. As far as England, West Indies is concerned, it's all done and dusted. Then we have, as I said, New Zealand go to Florida. From there they go back to West Indies. So there's a lot of cricket. One thing that I would like to tell here, India A actually leveled the series. I mean, they had a there was a I think it was a 20-20 match. India A, Ashok Dindar did well and actually went into a tie, then went into the eliminator and they won it. But India A left a lot to be desired as far as the youngsters are concerned, because as you know, if India has grown now, as far as cricket is concerned, is because of the young talent being nursed and nurtured. But India A versus West Indies A, what it showed is that West Indies A is looking very powerful, and as I said, it's great news for West Indies. Clyde Butts, the chairman of selectors, has already appreciated that, and he said that that is a signal of things to come as far as West Indies youth are concerned, and that's absolutely glad tidings for West Indies there. It's a West Indies A team and India team now getting into some one-day international act after the 2020 series was actually leveled yesterday, and now they go on to the one-day international series. Well, other than that, I don't have anything else to share as of now. I'd like to thank you for all your support, dear fans, friends and subscribers. This is your host Ram, finally ending the show here. Thank you.